Guess who's back, guys? Minty here. I'm so excited because it's Christmas time, one of my favorite times of the year. And if you're watching this video, you already know that Trini Christmas is the best. And you can't have Trini Christmas without your sweetbread, black cake, of course, and I love sorrel. So those are three things that I'm going to be making in this three-part series for Christmas. And the first thing we're going to get started with is the black cake. Let's begin.
We're going to need raisins, sultanas, cherries, as well as some prunes, Manischewitz blackberry wine, butter, sugar, eggs, and the lemon, flour, cinnamon, and nutmeg for our spices, and browning for the color. We'll also use walnuts, baking soda, and Crisco to grease the pans. All right, let's get our prunes out and start chopping them up. I'm quartering them, cutting them into 4 equal parts. Doesn't really matter too much because we're going to steam them down. Put them in the pot along with the raisins. Add water about halfway as high as the fruits, cover and simmer for about 30 minutes. Now let's cut our cherries into 4 pieces each. Once we're done with that, we're just gonna go ahead and set that aside. Let's start our batter by creaming the butter and sugar together. Ooh, looks like our fruit is all done, so we're gonna measure out the Manischewitz. And we're going to, a little bit more. Go ahead and pour that into the fruit. Pour it all in there, mix it all up to combine it nicely. And then we're gonna just go ahead and set that aside to cool. Now let's get back to our batter. After the eggs and sugar have been creamed, we can crack our eggs and add them into the batter. I like to just crack them into a bowl to make sure I don't get any shells in the batter. Mix it all up and make sure to scrape down the sides. Now we can add in our flour. I didn't do it this way, but it really is best to go ahead and add the flour just a little bit at a time. I kind of dumped everything in there. I also added in the nutmeg and cinnamon. Go ahead and combine that until the batter is nice and smooth. Time for some color. Add that browning all in there. Add it all in. I make sure to scrape every last bit out.
Do you see the smoke? So what happens when you buy a $6 hand mixer? So now we're down to the final stretch in the black cake. This is how it looks right now. And it's been a little adventure, a lot of fun. I put the fruits that I softened, I steamed down in this dish so that it could cool out nicely after I added Manischewitz wine to it. So now I'm going to go ahead and add all the fruits and the nuts, okay? Add the cherries.
Along with the fruit, add in those chopped walnuts and mix the batter up very well to combine the fruit and nuts evenly. Add the baking soda to the water. Pour it into your bowl of batter and mix everything up. It is much easier if you are not on the phone like I was. But go ahead and just mix that up well. We're going to grease our pans up with Crisco and then go ahead and pour the batter into the pans. We can fill it up about 2/3 of the way because the black cake doesn't really rise too much. I ended up using 2 circular cake pans that were 9 inches in diameter and about 1.5 inches deep. And then I had a square cake pan that was 9 by 9 and 2 inches deep. After we filled our cake pans up, we can bake the black cakes in an oven that has been preheated to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. After 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to want to rotate the pans around the oven shelves to ensure that the cakes bake evenly. In total, the cakes are gonna bake for about 2 hours total, and your house is gonna be smelling so good. You're gonna wanna eat them right away. Just remember that the baking time is going to vary based on the depth of your cake pan. After the black cakes were done baking, I took them out of the oven, covered them with paper towels, and allowed them to cool overnight. The next morning, I wrapped them up in plastic wrap. Time to taste the black cake.
I find the flavor not pungent enough.
More manuscripts, you say? Yes, I say so.
Adding more wine to your black cake is a great way to improve the flavor and also the moisture level if your cake is a little bit on the dry side. Now, some people like their black cake very wet. I personally don't. I like a nice medium moisture. So I'm only going to drizzle a little bit of wine over the top. Cover the cake down nice and tight.
Hey guys, so I have the black cake that I added some more Manischewitz wine to last night, and I'm going to check on it to see how it's doing now.
You can see that the wine has been completely absorbed. Now let's cut into it and taste it. Yummy, yummy.
You can see the texture looks a little bit wetter, slightly. Well, a little bit more than slightly. Flavor is better now. Yeah. Yes. This is the good stuff now.
As always, thank you so much for watching Minty in the Kitchen, and a very special thank you to my Auntie Mavis for helping me with this black cake recipe. Remember, you can find all the ingredients and the recipe on my blog, themangotree.com, and remember to subscribe for more free videos. See you next time.